Good one, trade. This is Jeff Arcus. Welcome again to the daily webinar. Today we are 25th of the 2nd, 2020. Remind you this one is not meant to be a financial advice. This is only an education presentation. Please consider terms and conditions before you continue. Send when you receive this recording. As well, thank God for another end to my life. And I pray for a blessing day today. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, so let's have a look quickly what had happened on our trace. On the news side, we got it. We go this one. So nothing much for today. Tomorrow, 1 a.m. we have the USCB consumer confidence, and that's it. All right. So that's all the news. Let's look first the index before we get into more. We got interesting, with the dollar. I forgot actually to send the dollar, but yet we had a quite interesting top over there. So the reaction of these 3 days is for me something, maybe tomorrow will be different, but this is what we got today. So that's what is important to trade below to that level over there. So if I look over there, this is where I am at the moment. So yesterday was here it was in the middle, but today we are below, and that's good enough for me. Plus the index meter, we got a negative reading for today, and yep, so that could be the beginning of any move. So then I know that what can I do with that one on the JPY. We say that yes, so that's we got yesterday, the day before. Here we were in the middle. Today we are right in the top. So that is telling us today could be a retracement too, but the market is being a bit crazy. So as today we got 1, 2, 3. So that's all what I can do. We've been drilling something. All right. So 1, 2, 3, and that's all I do care, and that's what it is, and that's where we're going. All right, gold. What happened with gold? Gold has a big day drop yesterday, went all the way up. I saw rallying so heavily. Now it's coming back. But we're still on the positive side. That could be just a mere retracement into the. But what a nice run! If we enter from there, right over here, that said no more pain, and you get your $700 out of there. So that's what gold. Oil is getting smashed yesterday. So there we are. The oil has a sell-off. As we say yesterday, we were over here. So that was about, that's below, that's all I cared really at the end of the day. And that it is. So this is the result. And yep, so now there's the stop loss. So if I look in the midline as my trailing stop, manually we can do that, and that's it. That's all we can do, and come back tomorrow for this one over here. Then we got the S&P 500. Yesterday we did have a 3 days. So when we're looking on where they are, so that it is above, below, entry, and ban. How good is that, brother coach? Isn't that amazing? So today I can save my entry if I follow my there, because I follow manually. Just gonna put some pips about, and how far this can go, we don't know really, but let's be a bit ambitious and put it somewhere over there, and that's it. And we'll monitoring anyway. So that's cool. What a shame people didn't turn up to that. Would be a good webinar. So yesterday, 1, 2, 3. So there it is, 1, 2, 3, and the third one was over here. We got a big gap. We entered over there. Now I can move in this one over there, and that's it. Wow, what a day! This is pretty scary, the Australian market yesterday. I wonder is this virus thingy majiggy? So there it is. Now with extension, I don't have the extension here. What do I do? I need to do here. Somewhere over there. This one over here. That's the correct. No, but I did the other way around. I always get confused with this one. I think it is this way. It's somewhere over there. Yeah, that's the one. It match very nice this area, the 618 and the 820. There's so my high point is this one over there, so I need to put it over here, and there we are, perfectly. So yeah, that's a breakout. We'll see what happens anyway. But another good one over there, and that's it. I already started. Should I go back to the beginning? What do you reckon, Coach? I don't know why everybody's light today. Okay, that's the German. We got over here. UK 100. Wow, look at that. It's diving very much. 2225 we did yesterday. Sell because it was just collapsing at the end of the day. We haven't put it about over there, but that's where we're going over there. So we were reviewing a bit of gold. There are a bit of gold big spike yesterday. That's remember the spike we normally we're talking about. Where every time we see a spike there, we can see the market is coming in the other direction. So that's the spike we have over there. Oil, we looked at a combination over there, comes to a level of resistance. We put the sell, so the sell is running now. So I moved my stop loss to the trailing stop in that place. Then we got the S&P 500. Yesterday we recognized the combination of the numbers. So last week we were about. Yesterday Friday we were below, so we were playing around here. So we opened the sell, moved the stop loss to break even. We have a target somewhere over there, and yeah, that's a big scary. You see that the monthly candle always is something when you see those kind of wicks or tails they call somebody. Yeah, so that's something that is happening normally over there. Australian 200, we find that the combination of the candle, I got my special tool breakout coming to a level of there. That's I wonder what the mining companies moved out of the financial company. I haven't watched the Australian stock market, but normally this is one of the two sectors where there is that bank sector or the mining sector who makes move this. This is a big engulfing candle, isn't it? But the opportunity was nice yesterday, so this is, my copy trade is related in this information here. This is below, the strength is inside over here, sell, go, and that's it. So this is very, very simple. And then from there we look into the JP, the Japanese market, but this one was a bit late because the gap was very brutal. So yeah, the gap has been tremendous over there. So look in this one, we said we do have a quite nice break, so that's on the weekly we did have an area where the market normally has problem. It looks to me that Japanese market is playing in these levels. If you're looking over here and you're looking over there, that's what I call the shopping levels. And from those levels, yeah, you can have a very clear idea that any opportunity from here, go buy, sell and sell, and we'll see how it's been for quite long, since 2018 January. So it's been um, not 2019, sorry, 2000, yeah, 2019. And yeah, so that's display here as well in the monthly what is being happening. Okay, so yesterday we did the Euro US, so we look at that one over here. We got triggered, so I hope so everyone got triggered at the same time. Big retracement for be a Monday, so now it's there. The stop loss is 50 pips somewhere over here. I like that nice support level. It's been for quite long over there. Now this one is a bit risky, but the weekly is actually quite positive. Very nice spinning top, or no spinning top, hammer they call this. I don't know much about the candles names, but for me that's a big bullish candle. So today the index meter suggests to me that the euro is continuing his strength. The US is weak, so hopefully that will pass the test. We did the US Swiss, the pound US as well, and the pound didn't trigger, so we was looking to trade about over there. So nothing happened today. I canceled that trade. So didn't make money, didn't lose money, so we are fine with that one there. Plus the pound has a big strength at the moment. Is very interesting since the Brexit, um, you know, thing that happened. The pound and the euro are not correlating, but supposed to be correlating. If you look in the pound move in the last, this is the weekly time frame. It has not been a nice guy to deal with it. This is October 2019, so it's not much meat in those runs over there, but never mind, we play one day at a time. I find that was at 3 touches and a support level, which is, quite nice. And that's it, so that was, for me, quite good indication. Then we did the US Swiss, and the US Swiss was in a quite nice, sort of looking over here. That's a nice level of support, resistant. So unfortunately got triggered with the whisker over here. So stop loss is still over there, but this is my trailing stop, so might be out of that trade. Nothing that we can do. The weekly is helping us as well with this trade. We are a few days more to finish February, so we'll see what happens over there. Nothing that we can do about it. Just that's what it is. Trading is like that. Still on the bearish side, I don't see any changing from that. So hopefully, as the euro is going up, the US Swiss was going down. Now the Swiss does not have at the moment the problem with this one, because both are weak. With the US Swiss, the US is weak and the Swiss is not that strong, so that might consider very weakness as well. And Swiss moved by gold, and gold has a big drop yesterday, so that caused this one could cause a little bit of problem. So that's a big drop of gold. If you're looking from there, and now it looks like it's coming down. So the US Swiss might tremble to go anywhere from there, but until yesterday it was bullish, so today is things changing over there. All right, so let's look now where we have for today, and then we move there. This one, I think it is. All right, so US Canadian, I have a question mark in here because the US and the Canadian are weak. So the break is beautiful. We got a weekly candle close trend line breakout. That's the strategy number one. And it's very, technical. It says UP goes. But here it says no. Now, when we look in that tray, we look in oil, because Canadian is oil is weak, so it's coming down. So Canadian has no strength whatsoever. And when we look in the dollar is weak too. So we have a big down. So therefore, if the US is weak and the Canadian is weak, where the US Canadian will go. So I decide not to try this one. I just still put in a question mark just to have a look. But it's the same as the US Swiss. All right, so this is why I might be, hesitant. It could work, it's in a very interesting um, here. So I will have a look. Canadian normally is move a lot on the Asian market. No, sorry, in the Europe, American market. That's when I see that. So I don't know. Look, once I see those things, I'd say now I better go. Don't do much, and it hasn't done much in 3 weeks actually. There. Okay, so that's the number one we have. Then we have the second one, Canadian yen. Now this one makes more sense, especially having a shopping level, double top of the market. Plus, we're looking in the loan here, that level for the Canadian yen. The yen is being squeezed into these two bands of support or resistance, so it's not running as well as much as it is, as we can see from here. So yeah, so the only thing we can I like what it is, and I will already set up a trade for that one over here to trade that one there. So Canadian yen, there it is. There we are. So looking over here, below over there, 50 pips somewhere there, and we see a big shifting of the strength, and this one kind of working now this one has more weight than the other one because Canadian is weak and the yen is strong. It's all about combination. Now here my technical and my fundamental are in place. We got a plus, we got a beautiful there. Tomorrow things can change. The weekly fin is very strong, but that's why we play one day at a time, and from there nothing more that we can say or do. Okay, so that's that. That's that's that. The next one is the pound yen. So pound yen hasn't been a very nice guy dealing with it. So we got a very strong resistance level. I don't trust much. It's been taking, quite chunk of profits from me there. But we got the breakout of the trend line. We got the shopping levels. So we got from yesterday and today the changing for strength. That's all. Now normally I'm looking on here. Um, and yeah, so that's all I need to know. And after that, nothing more that I can do. Put the tray, and who wants to come go fishing with me? Actually, I caught. Didn't I tell you that on last Saturday it was? I caught one mangrove jacks, one black broom, two barramundi, one 65, and the other one was 62. And I ate yesterday, and it was delicious. So I'm going fishing today again after the webinar. It's been raining a lot here, so yeah, so that was a good catch. Barman decision is now on here. So if you want to come with me, come Brisbane. Oh, actually, Rita, my wife she did a fish curry yesterday, and we nearly finished the curry that you sent us. So my wife said, "Can you please kindly ask Rita for more curry? That's delicious." But I had to put chili for me because there's no chili, there is no food. All right, so pound yen is there, so that's it's going okay. I like what I see, and that's all we do. Okay, so Then we did have the US yen. So this is an interesting chart that I'm looking over here. And there we are. We have the 1, 2, 3 candles, reversals. We got a quite interesting long, things then. Um, oh yeah, the mango jacks. I couldn't believe it. The taste. It's amazing. So hopefully catching more. So yes, that it is. These people just interrupt me in the webinar. No, we normally do that like that, Chris. So don't get worried about that. We have a good fun and laugh with this one. So yeah, that's quite nice. The weekly is very strong. So we got the 1, 2, 3 scenario over there, and the most important is the strength. Yesterday I nearly put trades over there, but look, I want to follow my trading system. Yesterday I did not have the what I'm looking for. And I don't want to make decision based on that, because very easily with move like this when it can jump from here. So like I said, I talking to God every day, but He never tell me, that this business, He always say, do my best, prepare for the worst, and trust Him for the victory. So that's what I'm waiting for the next day. Now I know what I can do. So then then when I'm looking the index meter, the US is weak and the yen is strong. That's all I do. Day in, day out, and that's how the copy trade anyway works. So I'm no guessing trades, just do the way that mechanical trading is telling me, then just put the trade. So the market has been difficult during the last 3 weeks, hasn't been great moves, but look, this is what it is. Swiss yen, we have something interesting on the monthly as well. We got a level very close to support resistance. So we're coming to this level. This last month it was actually that week. Always I say to people, make sure take a hit when you see a week, and especially in the big time frame. Every time you see, for example, weeks like this one, or weeks. This is, for example, is a bullish candle. This one maybe yet, we don't need to see the week, but because already. But even with this kind of wicks that I look at over here, is actually a pre-warning that something is going on over there. And look, then this bar definitely was no problem. Look, this one over here, a turning point week on a down market, a turning point week on the down market, on the up market, and here it again. That little week always, for me, it's like a warnings of what could happen from there. It's not a certainty, but definitely it works when you see that. So that's the week I'm looking last month, and I say something is happening. Now we have in that week a double top into the market with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks of formation. So yeah, so we got the when I come, one of the beautiful things is here. This is what I will do a little bit lesson if we have time. If you not keep talking about fishing, a bit lesson about that. But yeah, here is just telling me, where it's going. When I'm looking over there, the Swiss is only 2, but the yen is 38. So the yen has more strength to pull the market than the Swiss. The Swiss has no much strength, so there it is. After that, just put the trades, walk away, come back. Come back another day. Australian yen, now we're coming to a sort of kind of both strength are nearly the same. So this one is actually a nice pattern. The candle has closed outside the pattern, and yesterday I was a bit somewhere over here, and I was not too sure. So today I'm quite, as you see, there hasn't been a nice move of the market. So it's been up and down, up and down, up and down. So it's not fun. So 3 weeks has been a struggle at the moment. So that's what I always say to people, with a copy trader. Don't think that, every week we have a winner. I look for these winners over here, So if you remember in my workshops, I play the song "One Good Train Pays for All." So that's what a normal. At least this kind of trains, this one is being quite nice. It's just that at the moment is a bit tidy, and it's been up and down. So today we got the Australian yen and a definite um, break. This one, the first break, pull back. This is the second break, and that's what today they going into that. Now Australia, we closed in profit yesterday with Australia, which was good. I was smelling that this thing is turning around, so I think it was 50 pips, something like that. We had it yesterday with that, so we all my book closed with that one there. So yeah, so that's a nice break of the pattern. So if I do my Fibonacci calculations, at least we got the 1,000 pip levels as a target. So that would be a very nice 300 pips. So that's not bad with that one there. Okay. And the last one, we have the euro yen. Now I'm holding my breath at the moment. Actually, I reduced my lot size with it. The reason with it because the Australian as well has quite a bit of a strength and the euro the same. So both are strongs, and here is difficult. As you see, the euro yen hasn't been a very nice currency. But this is the day we're playing at the moment, so I'm not too sure. I still put in the trade into that because this is what I see. All right. And this is what I follow myself. So from here on, I will be, yeah, putting the trade, and that's it. Okay. So, and tomorrow we'll see that one then. And after that, everything is in place. I have nothing more to do. Come back next tomorrow morning over there. All right, so let's jump into here. Just explain a little bit so people has more confidence. Just in case if thinking Jeff is guessing his trades. I'm not guessing my trades. Who said that I'm guessing my trades? Anybody say? I'm not guessing the trades, isn't it? Now what happened with this thing? All right, so this is the daily, and this is the 1 hour. So my trace is coming over here. So one thing that I always keep telling, I don't know if Chris and Catherine they're new students. May you remember the shopping labels? Do you remember what I mean, shopping labels? No, Chris, have you heard that expression from me? Shopping labels? No, when you go shopping. Katrina said yes. What about Chris? No. No, it's not monthly. It's shopping labels is just when I teach it, try to find something that relates with, it's very because it's the only way to remember things. And what I mean with shopping labels, I always ask the question. I think it does in my workshop. You haven't done my workshop, isn't it? So my workshop, what I teach is that and that's we have 7 strong shopping levels. 4 are actually at horizontals, and 3 are sloppy trend lines. But what is mean, if we ask a question to anyone, what is the best time to go shopping? Everyone will say on the specials, Christmas time, um, Boxing Day, Father's Day, Mother's Day, Children's Day, Grandpa's Day. So all those days, things that they're supposed to be cheap. That's what they make you believe. But even when I go shopping with my wife has to go through 10 stores to buy one thing. I don't know if you have the same problem as me. And it seems like it's in the DNA of humans that you like to buy cheap. Isn't it? That's the reason that we go in the shopping levels because we want to buy cheap. And and every business, try to buy cheap so they can sell higher. All right, so that's what I look in. So I call my shopping levels uh, thing. And if you're only using the shopping levels thing, so shopping levels is horizontal line. Um, uh, that's my first shopping level, the previous high rejections point. Then we have support became resistant, resistant became support with something like this one. They become the 250 pips levels then become the left shoulder, and then then the sloping trend line. Now looking over here, if we just say that that I hope so I have, yeah, I got that one there. Let me change the color. All right, so that's my cloning line over here. So if we look in, this is being a bit sort of kind of difficult market at the moment. So when the market came to this area over here, and if we're looking at this a shopping level, yes. So what a normal people call support and resistance level. So I always look to the left to see if that area when the market is rejecting, do I have a shopping level from there? And so the answer on the second of the seven, um, yes, it was. And then I looked the index meter as well. So then if I come over here, there it is. So I'm looking this one for trade and this one's for exit. So that was a loss. So the market comes, jumps again, another shopping level over here, touch it again, and hit it again. I look in this line for entry, and this is my exit. That's my active trailing stop that I have myself. And so the market entry over there and exit me over here. And then we got another shopping level over there. And so it's been difficult, as I say. Now this bar, it was a big gap up, and that tail was not telling me much. So this has been difficult lately. So that's what I say, people do not get anxious. The left shoulder is another shopping level that I'm looking. So if I am here, so what I want to see over here is the magic day. And the magic date is defined by 10 years of experience. That at the end of the day, so what I'm looking is at the end of the day, I'm a daily trader. All right, so don't get me wrong with that I'm no. So at the end of the day, I want to see these strength candles. I want to see this line here. All right, this is $1 million line for me, because this is what is actually support and resisting. So that is resisting, and that is a support. So this is a very sort of active line that is telling me where to go. So what I'm going to be looking at the end of the day is where the price is finished. If this is a shopping level that I'm looking over here, this is a shopping level I'm looking. So what I'm looking, the reaction of the market around this here. So at the end of the day, it's changing a little bit the color, but not really much. But we're still above the line. At the end of this date over here, now the price is green, but we're still above the midline. At the end of the next date over here, the market is still on the top. It's not running anywhere, but that's okay. I'm not doing any action. But this date over here is a different story, isn't it? Now the candles from strong is weak. The support has become resistant, and that is the party. All right, so daily shipping levels, looking over here, and another thing that from that moment on I'm looking is that so if I look that day, this is that day, sorry. So that day is over there. So that is indicating. Now on the 20th of the first, what I want to be looking as well is the power of the index meter. So 14, 20. So 20 is over here, and we're looking at Australian yen, I think it was. So the yen was very, very, very strong, and the Australian was weak. So when we have the flour, the eggs, the butter, the water, the milk, it's nothing more that we can do. It's just, that's it. It's time for go cooking, and that's the cooking. That's the cake. All right? Everybody happy with that? you know? So that it is. So let's look at now. So that's another shopping level over here. We need to recognize that's definitely is a shopping level. The market comes over here, but look what it does that day. That's the magic day. So when I come over there, resistance has become support. The color candles has changed in the strength, and blah blah blah, and all of these. So now I want to be looking the 9th of the first. what happened over here. And that it is. The yen is weak and the Australian is strong. And that's the another party over there. So that's my entry, that's my exit. So I always say to people, I don't know, this, one of the biggest problems in trading always will be fear and greedy. Fear don't know what you're doing, and greedy because you don't know where to stop. So this trailing stop that I have, I normally, once the market is running, I look, 5 to 10 pips to get out of when the market breaks that line over here. But this is my question. So this is my entry and this is my exit over there. You're never gonna know the 20% of the bottom, neither the 20% of the top. When people try to guess tops and bottoms of the market, I always say only God knows. And he never whispered to me anyway to say, this is. But the 60 in the middle is what I'm looking for in every single trade. If you are happy with me to take the 60 in the middle, you're welcome to continue with me. But if you are looking for the tops and the bottoms of the market, I wish you good luck. And I hope so you're talking to God for that. So this is what I'm looking for this one as well. So once the market is already in there, I'm looking, 5 to 10 pips to get, and even if I get out over there, this is my entry again. And that it is. So right over there. And I can as well, when I see a strong move like this one, I change my trailing stop in the higher band, and that's where to get out of it. So it's a lot of ways to do it, but that's a very simple way to do. Now, when I'm looking at that top over here, just need to do this. Look what happened over there. The market likes shopping levels, so you have to become a shopper with me because that's what the market does. So when I look at something, that's what I have the monthly, weekly, and daily because I can see this. My eyes is after so many years, you know how things work, isn't it? One of the biggest problems is not knowing how the market works. For example, my wife always has problem with the car because she doesn't know how the car works. She thinks the mirror is just to watching her face and put a makeup, but doesn't know the runs with petrol, oil, and maintenance and all these things, and that's where she always break down. Even she has a new Volkswagen car, she always has that problem. But with me, I know how a car works. And this is what it is. I know how these things work. I know the shopping levels. It's a unique way of looking at the market. 7 shopping levels that is, there. So when I know that, and I come over here, what I want to know here, 3 things, isn't it? And you know already what are they. So what I'm looking at in this level is the day. So once a day, once a day. You see here is not really much. Here, not really, it's still end out, but here, there we are now talking. You say, I don't want to guess, even I don't care about missing the first runs, the little runs. I want certainty into the market. But even if I look over this is Monday, by the way, and I look in the market here, that's the first of the second of the first. So if I look in over here, so the yen was very weak and the Australia was very weak too. But so at the end of the day here, I don't have a direction yet, isn't it? So what I do in that day is just, I can't guess that. I cannot do nothing. So I'm coming back the next day. And that day, which is now the third, somebody's calling me, but Turkish, that must be scam. So, but on the 3rd of the January is over there. And now I see the yen and here. And now look at the Australia. It's only 2, which is the yen is more stronger. So that's it. And that's my entry. That's my exit. So then again, and I finish with this one because it's taking too long to do that. So that's my entry. That's my exit. That's a 20% of the top, the bottom, 20% of the top. Only God knows those. I only want the 60% in the middle. If we can take it from this market, the 60% here, the 60 there, the 60 here, the 60 there, the 60 here, the 60 there, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60. Do you think that is that a good, One thing, I have a new guy that's bombarding me with a lot of emails, asking me a lot of questions. I said to him, join to the group. Just I don't know. Sometimes it's very hard, I believe, to teach new tricks to an old dog. If you think what you do works, stay doing what you do. But so I said to him about, we were talking, about that, the daily trading and things like that, and I say, look, I I don't want him trading become a job, but a lifestyle. You know, one day I went to see the doctor, and the nurse asked me, we fill him up to my form and say, how many hours a day you work? I say 1 hour. And looked to me and said, can I talk to you later? I would like to know what you do to work 1 hour a day. But this is what it is. We come at the end of the day. Now imagine it here, if we look into trade, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. Would you like to stick into your computer and watching for 5 hours of trading, or doing, or better just let my technology take controls of it over there. All right, my friends, so nothing more to say to you. Hopefully, with that explanation, so at least, how my trades works, what are they doing. After that, is nothing more that we can do. It's just that, is nothing is 100%. But as you see, this is what I do, and it's not perfect, but tell you, it does good stuff. Okay, yeah, patience is definitely right. All right, we'll see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Have a beautiful day. Cheers and bye.